Hey, it's Brock here with Rock Hill Farm, and I was in the middle of my trail building project and rolled a track off at the worst possible time. Now, this is the third different track machine I've had on my property long term, and this is the third machine that I've rolled a track off of. It is just something that happens, but it's going to happen more with a smaller machine, smaller tracks on really rough ground like this. So today I'm going to show you what I do to put it back on. There's always better ways, different ways. I'm going to show you what I'm coming up with right now in the moment, with the challenge of we're in a very difficult spot to do this, because I don't know if you can tell, but this is a very steep grade and we're surrounded by boulders and trees, and I can't get a second machine up here to help with the job. Before turning on the camera, I tried to bring my mini skid steer up here, and it wouldn't even get over the rocks. It would have to get over here next to it and help with the job. So we're gonna probably have to do this all manually. So at the end of the video, I'm gonna talk about maybe ways to prevent this from happening in the first place. But right now we're focused on getting the track back on. So the first thing you've got to do, the main thing right now that we have to do, is find out how to compress the distance between this roller and that sprocket. This roller slides in and out based on the amount of grease that's pumped in right here. I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's a cylinder back there that extends out to put pressure on the tracks for that roller. Now sometimes you can pop the grease out and push on this, and that will shoot grease out of here and let this retract in. Before turning the camera on, I tried that. This is an 11mm socket. I use that to remove the grease zerk. And then I tried to push on this with the mini skid, getting it up here as far as I could, and nothing was happening. So on the John Deere, I think I had to take this out to relieve that pressure of the grease. So we're going to see if we can find a socket that fits that. I'm going to take a guess at the size on this and say maybe 15/16 if it's a standard size. Not big enough. This is 1 1/16. That's it. It's 1 1/16 socket. It's probably actually metric, but whatever the metric size is, it's pretty good fit on a 1 1/16. All right, so what we're hoping is that we can compress that front idler now, and grease will come out of here, and that'll tell us this is pushing in. I'm definitely sure I can't do it manually, but I'm going to push on it anyway. Okay, it did push in manually. I don't know how much. Actually, it pushed in as far as it'll go manually, so that's all there is to that on this machine. So the hydraulics have sagged just a little bit, and the track is pinched on that side. So I'm going to push down with the boom and raise the machine up a little bit. I know that there's safety concerns about what I'm doing, having the machine hydraulics holding it in place. Now if it fell right now, it wouldn't fall on me. It's not going to tip over or anything, but anytime you reach under it, you're putting yourself in a dangerous situation. I did put some big rocks up under there. I don't know if you can see them. They're supposed to kind of help hold it up so it wouldn't come all the way down. But we're talking about a situation out in the woods where maybe you don't have anything else to help you get this on. So I've wrestled the track out from under the machine and got it around that nose roller that's compressed. Now I'm going to see if I can wrestle it on to these other idler rollers and get it started on the nose roller, and then we'll go from there. This track is really heavy. I can't just grab it and lift it up and pull it. There's all this sag under the machine. So I think if I let that rear blade down some, that's going to flatten that track out a little bit. So I'm going to do that now. So getting the track onto the back of the roller was no problem. Well, the problem is pulling the slack out of the track. I've tried and I cannot pull hard enough to get that track to slide across the ground, lift up in the air, and I knew I couldn't just put it on the nose roller, but I was trying to get it up there close enough that then I could put some pressure on it and run the track. Since I can't do that, I'm going to use the boom and a ratchet strap to pull the track. Let's see if it works. If you're a regular viewer of my channel, then you know I've got other equipment that I could be using to assist with this process. But also, it's a lot harder to get those machines up above this on the hill, because that means driving those machines across uncleared parts of the property. And I want to learn and to demonstrate how to do it if you don't have access to another piece of equipment. Okay, this is definitely working. It's not going to work all the way, but it's starting the process. Okay, that helped, but it didn't fully get us there. We're going to have to keep changing it up. So at this point, we're going to assume that you have a ratchet strap, some type of pry bar, a socket, and a grease gun to do all of this. So what I've done now is loop my ratchet strap through the track, between the track and the sprocket, so that I can pull the entire track, not just a little bit on one side. So I put the strap all the way through the track, back to the boom, and I started ratcheting it down, and then I put the bar in one of the teeth here. I can't do it one-handed, I'm holding this camera. And then I pried that up and shoved over on the track, and I've got one side of it to bounce in. And now in theory, if I roll the track, it should go ahead and suck down in. All right, so the track's back on. Now we gotta get grease in it before it moves. We put the grease zerk back in here. Now we just put some grease into that zerk till the track gets tight. This is kind of a revolutionary grease gun that takes a different type of tube. It's electric, it's a really nice setup. I'll put a link to this video for this product in the description. I think it's something that you guys might want to check out. Now, because this one came off, it makes me wonder if I didn't have enough grease in them. I'm going to go check the other side. I think you want about an inch between the track and the roller. I've seen, like, I think my John Deere skid loader was a lot bigger tracks, a lot bigger, heavier machine. I think it wanted 2 inches of deflection, but I think you want these tighter. These are going to be more likely to come off with the small roller on each end. Okay, well, I appreciate you taking time to watch this video. I'll put links on the screen to a couple more of our videos, and I'll see you next time.